Big Z Reviews. Twisters is a new action romantic comedy film that calls back to all of the 90s and early 2000s disaster action films, like mid-budget action films that are just bring people to theaters and are like really fun to watch. And like Twisters is way better than I ever expected. Like I almost wasn't planning on going to see it, but I ended up watching it in between Deadpool, Wolverine, and Oddity when I went to travel 2 hours to see Deadpool in IMAX. And when I came home, like I almost felt like Twisters was my favorite movie of the night. Like even though like I didn't expect it, like, because it was so much better than you would think a movie like this would be. And I actually loved it.
Fellas, we got PhDs from NASA, FEMA, and Kate, she's the smartest person I know.
Hey dudes, this is interesting. Who are they?
It's Tyler Owens, calls himself a tornado wrangler. If you feel it! You're scared of nothing and I'm scared to death.
This was directed by Lee Isaac Chung, and it mainly stars Daisy Edgar-Jones, Glenn Powell, and Anthony Ramos. And the idea of this is Daisy Edgar-Jones, she is like going to school as like a meteorologist, and she is like a storm chaser. And in the beginning of the film, like they're doing this experiment to try to see if they can change the Goldilocks zone of tornadoes, where that like if they put the stuff like that's in like diapers, like to like so change the moisture in the tornado, that it would like make it go away or slow it down and decrease the damage it could do. But of course it goes horribly wrong when they think it's just going to be like a category 1 or category 2 tornado, turns into like a category 5 tornado or something like that, and it kills like almost all of her friends except for Anthony Ramos, which is like monitoring it from afar, like to get more data on the tornado. So like then you jump like 5 years later or something, and she's now like a meteorologist in New York, and she's like gave up on storm chasing, but Anthony Ramos comes calling and wants her to get back in the field because he's using like these new sensors and the satellites that from the military, that a more mobile form of them, to try to better track tornadoes and get better warning systems. But like the company he's with is definitely more based on money. But then she goes out there and there are these YouTubers that are storm chasers, like led by Glenn Powell. And like it's such an interesting idea, but like they're definitely amp up the YouTube idea. And like it's like they do like how they do these characters, like the first thing you kind of like, this guy's a douchebag, and then you kind of get more into it. Like they do it. The way it's crafted is they kind of an expert at work. Like it's they can do the whole like that they're kind of enemies at first sight, turn into potential lovers, and you see that he's also actually like a meteorologist. Like he can see this, he can like look at the storm clouds like she can, and kind of read them. And like even though like the persona of chasing these storms and firing rockets into them for filming it for YouTube, and also selling shirts to people that have been devastated by a tornado, but actually they're giving out, they use the merch sales to like help the people that had their homes destroyed by tornadoes. While maybe Anthony Ramos might have some other ulterior motives behind what he's doing. Like I love how they play with the different personalities and goals of all the characters. Like they're really well developed. Like they feel like real people. And Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glenn Powell have great chemistry together. And like there's a lot of amazing action, like including like one of the most interesting scenes where like to have like you're in a theater, and at one point like there's a tornado outbreak, and a lot of the characters go in a shelter in a theater, and then like and the screen is then blown away by a tornado, and it's like it's so like almost breaking the fourth wall slightly, where it's like you're watching if someone watched a film and blown away by a tornado. I can't imagine. Like I saw some like clips of people in that like 4DX or whatever, like where the theaters that are almost like theme park rides and how crazy this movie was in it, and I could see it being insane. But at the same time, like this movie itself is just like almost beautiful at times, but also the action is and the film like the filming of it's obviously like the tornadoes have to be CGI, but like it looks really good, and also too like it's kind of leaning into the science a bit, like the science of the tornadoes and how like it's not they actually have a goal, a story that like trying to maybe they can figure out how to like even though her first experiment went so wrong that maybe she had the right idea and like they could work together and try to come up with a way to decrease the damage that those tornadoes do. Like it's like there's so much and it feels so American too. It's a very American film and I loved it. Like it's I really I wish I'd see more like mid-budget action films with heart. Like I feel like we lost a lot of that lately. Like you either have to be like $100 million, $200 million blockbuster, or you have to be like a $5 million tiny film that will most likely end up on streaming. Like I miss the $50 million films. You know, I don't know the actual budget of this film, but like I love this idea of this, and I love that it's Twisters, but it's not. There's no callback on Twister really at all. At least I noticed. Like there's no cows flying away. Like there's like that's much more tongue in cheek. This one is more serious, but also more heartfelt, and like I kind of loved it. Like I never I didn't I wasn't even gonna watch it at first. Like I didn't go see it opening week, but it just happened that like I might as well go see this because I really wanted to see Oddity and I wanted to see the Deadpool and Wolverine in IMAX 3D, and that the 3D version was only at 4 o'clock and Oddity was only at 10 o'clock. I was like, well, there's Twisters I could watch in between too, and I really enjoyed it. Probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10. I think it actually might be coming out on streaming already. I'm not sure yet, but I know it's still in theaters as well. But I would definitely recommend it. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.